Hey, what's good, party people, and welcome to another part of an episode of Cosmigos. Today I am going to go over my Deadpool cosplay from start to finish. So let's get to it. So I have it beautifully laid out for you right here in all its intricate parts. We'll start from the bottom and go up. So I'm going to start from the boots. These are the tactical 511 boots that are actually in the theater or in the movie. There are two versions. These are like his posing versions of the boots, and then there's I don't remember what the brand is, for the stunts, for whenever his stunt double is in and they do stunts. There's a different stunt boot that I will probably get. So that's that. So these are my shin armor. These are made from EVA foam. I bought them off a vendor from Etsy. Really great things there. He actually custom made them. I did a little bit of repainting for my reds to match my suit a little bit better, but for the most part he did everything else, and I just did little touch things. But all these are EVA foam, hot glue, and Velcro to keep everything on. The insides have a little zipper piece there to zip inside the shin. The great thing about these, if you don't get the rubber versions, these EVA foam ones work very, very well, because as you can see they're kind of banged up, but if I put them on they can flatten out like this or however it is, since it's EVA foam and it's not very, very thick. As soon as I put it back on my legs and I start moving around in it a bit, it automatically shifts back to wherever I need it to go. This is my knife holster. I actually broke my knife that was in here. I was in a parade and it fell out and it broke. So I put the other half in there when I'm wearing my suit, but this is a sheath that came with it, and I also got that off Etsy. So we're moving up. We'll get to accessories. I'll talk about the whole suit. So these belt parts, they came from Raptor Props, very, very popular vendor on Etsy as well. So what I did for mine was I got all raw casts of everything and painted them myself just so I could have a little bit of touch there. These belt panels, they're actually a silicone, so they're really, really flexible. You can see it kind of peels there because I did a what's it called, Plasti dip on them, because I didn't want to spend the money to actually paint or get a silicone based paint to make it stick better. But I kind of like it. It looks really rugged, so I just have to repaint it whenever it gets too horrible. So I did that there. So I got those pieces from there. These pouches actually came with my CRC suit, which I'll go over that in a little bit. But I got these buckles raw cast from Raptor Props and painted them myself, as well as this. It's just like a canvas belt. You can go to the store at Walmart, wherever, get a canvas belt, but I just got mine from Raptor Props. That was a little bit easier since I was buying everything else. We'll get into my gloves. So my gloves are my CRC gloves, but I have the Raptor Props glove armor and wrist cuffs. So again, with not wanting to pay for silicone paints, I tried to do it a cheap way, and these were red, but the Plasti dip came off of them, so I kind of just left them black and kind of beat up looking. And that's a great thing about doing Deadpool cosplays, is when anything looks beat up or kind of like, you know, messed up, it gives it more character and nobody's going to say anything. It looks like you meant to do it, which is great about that. Now we'll get down to the nitty gritty, the most intricate parts of the suit, the pieces that I had to wait the absolute longest for. This is my CRC. If you don't know who CRC is, that is Costume Replica Cave. You can also find them on Etsy. They're a very, very great shop to work with. This took quite some time to get done. They have really good payment plans to, you know, make sure if you have a dream or something that you want of a type of suit, even if it's just like not in their store, they will work with you and make it happen. So this is the CRC suit. It has, before I get into that, this is also a silicone that I had to buy. I got it off of somebody from Facebook that I modded it to the belt loop here. But it's another silicone part that I Plasti dipped and have it peeling that way. So yeah, back to the CRC suit. So this is all custom, because if you go on their site, I'm pretty sure, I'd have to double check with them. I don't know if they made one like in my color scheme before. But yeah, so they did it. So they had to go back and dye all their leathers again. I think this is all sheep leather. So they had to re-dye those. Sometimes the paint comes off like the dye does, but again, as it peels, it gives it character. 4-way stretched fabric. It's very, very nice. It's very heavy duty, but on the inside, it has mesh to like wick it out, like so it doesn't get too hot. If it can get extremely hot when it's in the summer, but it also gets really cold in the winter. But I like that because it keeps everything breathable. But yeah, everything's custom fitted. I had to send in all my measurements. They do an outstanding job at fitting everything there. So that's the Costume Replica Cave. You can check them out on Facebook, check them out on Instagram, and my mask, yeah. So that's that. So the other part, also they worked with Costume Replica Cave to use our pattern. This is the Illustra Studio mask. I have the full shell version, which means the half shell version comes below the nose area here to give that more of a like natural jaw movement. But I like this one because it keeps everything pushed out of my face, and I don't have to worry about the fabric sticking to my face. Again, so what you end up doing if you do get a Costume Replica Cave, you'll buy the suit from Costume Replica Cave and then contact Illustra Studio, and they will make sure that your fabrics match, because I was really anal retentive about that. I wanted to make sure that my fabrics match. So yeah, it's really nice. It has padding on the inside. It's like hard plastic. It's pretty much the same way that they make the Spider-Man mask if you ever get one of those or had one of those, but just in Deadpool format. Illustra Studio have a couple of versions of this mask that you can get. Some have magnetized. Mines aren't the magnetized because it was being extremely cheap, and I really regret not getting the magnetized because I'm limited to a stone cold killer facial expression. But other than that, it's a great mask. It does get pretty hot because this goes down into the suit, and so when you're breathing, it just makes it extremely hot down there. But that's that mask. Still love it. Your field of vision is really, really limited as well, but that's what's going to happen there. So this scabbard, I still wear this sometimes. I'm getting new swords made because I broke them, but they were epoxy resin swords, and I let them sit in my car for too long, and they melted and warped. So I still wear the scabbard, just so it's not, so my Velcro pieces on the back aren't completely exposed. So I put that on there. So these are my holsters. I didn't bring my guns with me because I forgot when I was putting everything in there. But these are my holsters. So these are like movie replica off of Etsy, I believe. You can find a lot of different Etsy vendors that actually sell a lot of these parts, but these are Kydex, I think that's the word. But it's Kydex warped. These are real holsters. If I had twin Desert Eagle 50 cals, I could put them in here if I wanted to. They're screwed in with Chicago screws. The 511 holster piece, like the thigh pouch thing, that they're actually bolted to. So these are real holsters that if I wanted to use them for real, I could. But yeah, so those are all my pieces. Oh wait, I lied. And the piece de resistance, my Hello Kitty backpack. So I got this from, what's it called, like Think Geek or something like that. It was just a really random sale that everything online or everything that was on clearance was 70% off. So originally this was like 30 bucks, but I got it for like $7 on a special deal. And that was thanks to like one of my Deadpool resource pages. Like somebody put out a tip, like it's a huge group of just all Deadpools that do modding and all that kind of stuff. And somebody put out a tip, hey, this Hello Kitty backpack was up for sale, and everybody just went out and got them. So yeah, guess it's time to put it on now. Yeah, so just to save you guys some heartache, it takes a while to put this piece on. I actually have to get somebody to zip up the back here because, as you can see, my range of motion is really hard there. So now I'll put on the rest of it. We are here.